Cinema. Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is...
Par the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And we're continuing lesser-known movies by popular directors, and we landed on Inherent Vice.
Is this guy a fucking popular director, though?
Yes, he's a very popular director. What are you talking about?
I feel like he's a niche director.
He did Boogie Nights, Punch Drunk Love.
He did Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
There Will Be Blood is one of the, like...
That movie's boring as fuck, dude.
Yeah, but people claim it as, like, one of the best movies ever made.
The only reason it's that good is because of Daniel Day. DDL, man. That guy's a goat.
But yes, he's a very popular director. A lot of people love PTA, so...
I get him and Wes Anderson
I do, too.
mixed up.
Just their names, I get them mixed up. But they're two totally different directors.
And how both their movies, like, aren't good. Like,
that is not true at all.
I actually like the Royal Tenenbaums. I don't, love it, but it's okay. It's probably the best one he's done.
I watched Grand Budapest not too long ago, and I really, really liked it a lot.
Did he do Steve Zulu?
I don't know.
I feel like somebody did Steve Zulu. That's like one of these guys. Like,
Off the wall directors.
he gets all these fucking accolades, but he's that's like his one hit.
Yeah,
That's how I feel like Boogie Nights is for this guy.
No, this guy has a solid career, and this isn't necessarily a lesser known movie, but I feel like it's a lesser talked about movie. Like, people kind of push this one under the rug.
It's really weird too, because it feels like it's been out forever, but it's only 2017, 2018, something like
2014.
That. Damn, that long? Shit,
Yeah.
I remember hearing about it when it came out, but never thought anything about it. Mm-hmm. That was when I'd like to say Joaquin was on his shitty stretch of movies. He did this one, he did The Master, and then he did that one, You Were Never Really Here or some shit. And then he did that fucked up documentary type thing, about him trying to be a rapper or whatever.
He was getting in his art house groove. Leave him alone.
If he had done Joker, bro, this guy wouldn't even be a thing now.
I've always loved Joaquin.
I love Joaquin. I mean, this man made fucking Walk the Line. He did Clay Pigeons. This guy can act, bro. Mm-hmm. Fucking love Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes.
And that's why I wanted to love this movie so much. But it just I don't know. This is definitely one I might have to do a 2-watch. I have to do another watch.
Yeah.
On it.
Initial thoughts of the movie.
It feels like it should be not that hard. You know what I mean? It's got a great cast. It looks good. It feels like 1970. Mm-hmm. Joaquin's in his fucking bag. I mean, he is, to me, he's the best part of this movie.
Yep. I think so too.
His character, Doc, I kept getting Big Lebowski vibes throughout this whole fucking movie.
Everyone says the same thing. This is definitely...
but I thought of it just of a less funny. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. If you tonally turned it down...
It's more of a serious tone, I feel like, but it has comedic things in it just because of how great Joaquin is. Josh Brolin does a good job in this movie. I think his character is very unique in it. It's got a fucking all-star cast.
Owen
Wilson. He's fucking funny. A little bit that he's in.
A little bit, yeah.
This chick, Joanna Newsom, looks like Brie Larson so much that I kept thinking it was Brie Larson through this.
What's funny is Kendra walked in the living room whenever I was watching it. She's like, I don't really care for Brie Larson that much when she was on screen.
She's hot though. This chick is. Get to see her naked. It's a little bonus for anybody that watches this and doesn't like it. But yeah, Catherine Waterston. There's a lot of people in it that are big time. Eric Roberts. Maya Rudolph.
I loved her little part.
Oh yeah, she plays good singer. Michael Keith Williams. I couldn't believe he was in this.
Yeah.
R.I.P. I loved him on The Wire, dude.
I've never seen The Wire.
Oh man, he played Omar. Mm-hmm. So good. Also on Boardwalk Empire, he played Chalky White.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was good in that.
Yeah, he's been in a few things.
Yeah, he's done more. I feel like more TV than movies, but
probably, yeah, I think so, right?
He did a show on Vice that was pretty cool. He would go and talk to drug dealers and cartel people and shit, hitmen, and they'd all be masked up and but he would go to the fucking hood or go underground wherever these motherfuckers were hiding out and shit and interview them. It was pretty cool.
So I feel really bad. I did not know he passed away.
Oh yeah. It wasn't too long ago.
It was last year.
Yeah.
That slipped by me. R.I.P. I didn't know he passed away. That makes me feel bad.
Yeah, he was a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah. So Larry, Joaquin Phoenix plays Larry Doc, Sportillo.
So first time I watched this movie,
I kept thinking Spagoli too from fucking Fast Times.
spaghetti. I watched it. When it finished, I was like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, I think I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, nothing about it was like terrible, but it just felt like it was so long for no reason. And
I wouldn't say long. I would say convoluted for no reason.
yeah, that too. Yeah, like they made the plot a lot. It was like a lot more plot than it needed.
So this time around, I took notes. Every scene, I wrote down what happened in that scene and what I gained knowledge from that scene to try to understand the story. And it's not that difficult once you break it down.
That's what I'm saying. Once I got done with it, I was just like, huh, okay. Well, I mean, obviously I get where it went, but like, I don't know. Like you said, it just felt convoluted for no reason.
Yeah. So I have everything written down, and I know we have a tendency to try to remember these crazy ass movies and get like all over the place.
No, that was a good job, dude.
So we can go through each scene if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
And kind of like talk about it.
Let's do that.
At the top, I wrote Big Lebowski because I was like, man, this feels like Big Lebowski.
That's what I kept feeling, bro, the whole time.
And
but Joaquin Phoenix, man, I've been smoking bud for 20 years, and this motherfucker made me feel like I wasn't doing it right. Like, he looks so fucking cool puffing these J's in this movie, man.
Those mutton chops, too, made me... I was like, can I pull that off? Because he fucking rocks them bitches.
My dad and my stepmom came over for dinner last night, and I put it on before they left, and... she was like, I loved him in Wolverine. And I'm like, that's not Hugh Jackman, like, at all. I was like, that's the guy that played Joker.
Although now I want to see a washed up Joaquin Phoenix playing
if he
Wolverine.
if he was like that bad off and like needed the money, we would get the best Wolverine we've ever gotten.
Right.
But like,
I want like a washed up Wolverine though. That's like over it.
Yeah, that'd be even better. Like play Wolverine at the end of his life, like Logan, but that's how he is at the beginning.
Yeah.
That would be cool. He'd never do it. Like he only did Joker because it's like, it was what it was.
Right.
I think like they're talking about making the sequel musical, and I feel like that was his idea. Like, I'll only come back for another one if we do some shit that people are gonna hate.
That sounds...
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no interest in fighting a fucking Batman. Not an old one, a new one, none of that shit.
I just want to sing.
I just want to do a period piece. Like, I want to show more descent into madness. You know what would fuck this people up? Let's do a musical. And then Todd Phillips was like, what? Yeah. We're bringing Lady Gaga. She's going to play Harley Quinn. We'll make it a fucking musical. It'll throw them all for a loop. I mean, I'm executive producer. I can do what I want. Todd's like, well, my fucking hands are tied.
Well, fuck it. Let's do it.
It's a musical then. Fuck it. And I feel like that's where they're going with it, because like I don't think he enjoys doing like he doesn't seem like he would want to be like a franchise guy.
I think he just wants to do things different. You know what I mean? Like different kind of movies. Like you said, he doesn't want to do the franchise things. He just wants to...
Well, he's method as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to do stories that he feels are like as personable, or something that he just really enjoys doing.
Maybe he's like always wanted to do a musical, and now that he has Joker, it's like 2 and 2. Let's put them together. See how it goes. Because no one's ever going to do that again.
And I mean, if we're talking about if it was done the right way, it could be great.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I'm not a musical
But I was going to
guy,
say, you don't like musicals.
But I know that he can fucking sing. And Lady Gaga can fucking sing. Mm-hmm. And I think if you market it the right way...
And Lady Gaga is just weird enough, so...
That's what I'm saying. I think it could, like, on paper, it could be fantastic.
Yeah.
But, Todd Phillips doesn't have any kind of... musical like background as far as I could tell. So I don't know. It'd just be very different to see.
It's going to be different. Yeah, most definitely.
Or this could be just complete fucking bullshit, and that's why they said it. So it would throw motherfuckers off the trail, But I don't know. Time will tell. Anyway. But yeah, he plays a private investigator, and his ex-girlfriend comes to see him.
Yeah. I was going to say, X walks into the scene and talks to him about scamming her boyfriend with his
wife,
with his wife's lover.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy. Could you imagine?
Well, it turns out Eric Roberts wasn't the best character either, so
Yeah.
you don't really feel bad for him.
Right.
But I gotta say, this is like one of the craziest fucking things though, because he's like, not only is he a businessman, but this man keeps like hired muscle, which, you know, a lot of successful people do. They're like, oh, well, who's he keep with him? The Aryan Brotherhood.
And he's Jewish.
Yeah. He's a fucking Nazi. He's got Nazis watching his back. And his bodyguard has a giant swastika on his fucking face. Like, I'm just like, wow, that's balls.
Yeah.
That's balls right there.
Right.
And he's just like this bad motherfucker. Like, he's got whores and like he just like takes these chicks and does all this terrible shit to them. But you like keep finding out more and more about it like as the movie goes on. But she starts off like that, but then she fucking disappears. Like, so. And that's the funny thing I thought about the movie is like he is smoking through this whole fucking movie. So like you really don't know how much of it he's like making up, or like does he really remember it the right way?
Yeah. It does have those sprinkles of you're not sure if it's real or if he's like
Making it
hallucinating.
up.
Yeah.
And he does a great job of selling it with how he looks at shit. Or how he'll like turn his head to think about something.
Well, it's kind of like Josh Brolin was in that commercial, and then at the end, "What's up, Doc?" And you're like, "Oh, was that a real commercial? Did you just make that up?" Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then you find out that the cop actually does like side work and acting, you know, which made me think of like L.A. Confidential a little bit, you know, because like all the cops wanted to be actors. But
that's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, this movie takes place in California, like one of the beaches, and he's pretty much scraping by on the PI work, I would imagine.
Yeah. So the next scene was, you know, Michael walks in and he wants him to find a guy he was in jail with.
What does he share an office with, like a doctor's office?
His name is Doc, so he's probably a doctor. I think that's probably just his, I guess.
Because Maya Rudolph was like a secretary, but she wasn't like his secretary.
Yeah.
And then like he's just like interviewing people in the doctor's office. So I just feel like he was like just kind of like bumming it in there, you know, like he's like, I got an office and everything, and, like talking to his ex, and like it's an office, it's just not his office. But I think because he's cool with Maya Rudolph, like she lets him stay in there because like I guess the doctor's never fucking around. But or maybe she is the doctor.
Maybe.
But
they don't really explain it. It's just one of those like weird oddities that you're like, what's going on?
It's like his base of operation. It's his bat cave. It's just like this fucking doctor's office around the corner from where he
instead
lives.
of a front for drugs, it's a front for a PI office.
Yeah. Because he's just in there huffing fucking nitrogen. Like, it's fucking hilarious. He just fucking wakes up and this chick's like talking to him.
I love his nonsensical notes. They're just like one word.
When she's like, yeah, it means something in Spanish, and he puts something Spanish.
Yes. I love those comical undertones in this whole
That's
movie.
what I said. Like, he had a couple, dude. The bits with him and Martin Short were fucking great. Like, that was funny. Yeah, but they have a good scene with him and Michael Williams.
Yeah.
That's when he tells him, like, hey, I know this dude rolls with Nazis because I did time with a Nazi and we did business together. Mm-hmm. And he goes...
And he's a bodyguard of Wolfman, who is the rich man,
the one
real estate.
The one that's being scammed.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, were you in a gang? And he's like, yeah, I was part of the guerrilla family or whatever. And he's like, well, isn't that like Black Panthers? And he's like, yeah. He's like, so what are you doing business with Nazis? He's like, it's jail. He's like,
well, he's like, we both hate the government, so we have that in common. But then he tells him about his neighborhood was demolished, and
yeah, he said I went back to my old stomping grounds. Yeah. Motherfuckers weren't even there.
Yeah, so that the next scene is he drives out there to see what's going on, and that's when he finds the what is it, the pussy?
Dude, that was the best part of this whole movie is the menu. Good old fashioned fuck. $50. I was like, that's a fucking great deal. But I was thinking back in like 1970. Like, we ought to Google that. What was the equivalent of $50 in 1970? It's probably like fucking $300 now.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. But It was like you could get a blowjob, you could eat some chick's pussy to pay for that. It was just funny how they did it. It was a pussy buffet or something.
Pussy buffet, yeah. She's like, we can give you the cop special if you're a cop, and it's just her eating another girl's pussy.
Yeah.
Not you.
He said, what about private investigator? Is that a thing? And then he goes to like check the place out, and he gets hit in the head. And then they put him next to a fucking dead body, a Nazi guy.
Well, it was the guy
that Michael
Williams was telling him to look for.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Eric Roberts was missing. He got taken from there.
Mm-hmm.
So that pretty much like
that's when we meet Bigfoot, pulls him into the station and starts questioning him about what's going on.
Stay where you're at, hippie scum. This movie definitely nails home the fact that like, because it's in 1970, it's like Nixon. It's, everybody's against communism, everybody's against the war. Free love and all that is like coming to an end. And
yeah, it's right after all that, the 60s.
And like hippies are like the real thing, And I feel like they did a good job of painting that picture. Like when you were considered a hippie just for having long hair,
dirty feet.
Dude, like, that's another thing, man. Like he fully committed to that shit. His feet were fucking disgusting. Oh, Reese Witherspoon's in this fucking movie.
That's what I was trying to look for, but she wasn't credited on the IMDb.
She's probably like, I don't want to be a part of this shit. Right. You just, I'll take the money.
Yeah, it's a small little part because he's dating her. She's a DA.
Yeah, the assistant DA. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you want to come over? And she's like, why would I want to come hang out with a dirty hippie? He's like, you go wash my feet. She's like, I'll pass. But then she ends up coming over and she's like, wash your feet. That's the last thing she said, and he hung up the phone on her.
Yeah. Oh, Benicio del Toro is his like attorney,
a lawyer slash friend,
but he's like a Marine lawyer, so he really only does things out on sea.
Yeah,
but he's like defending him for some reason because they're friends.
He goes, "Did you call this helping? Who's your client?" He's like, "Clients pay." I've told you this, Doc. Clients pay. He does a good job of like popping to that. My dad saw him when he first came in. And he was like, he's on that list of actors people hate working with.
Oh, really?
I was like,
anybody
with talent, anybody method, they're gonna hate work with. Yeah. Because I was like, people don't like Tom Hardy or Shia LaBeouf. And he's like, they were all on that list too. I was like, I've seen Watch Mojo, Dad.
When your dad starts quoting Watch Mojo.
Yeah.
My dad does the same thing.
But it makes sense, like, guys that method like that.
I didn't hear Tom Hardy was hard to work with, is he?
Oh, yeah, apparently him and Shia LaBeouf, like...
Well, I know they went at it.
Yeah. And I forgot what other movie it was he did that... I think it was Bronson, like, everybody said that, like, he went so method, like, he was just, like, a fucking terror.
A nightmare to work with. Yeah. Well, I know Shia LaBeouf went full method on Fury, and he wouldn't take a bath, and they were locked in that fucking tank.
Yeah, with him all day.
And they're like, you can go method all day, but at least wash your ass. Like, fuck.
Well, they said that Brad Pitt had to fucking, like, throw an arm around him. It was like, hey, man, I appreciate you taking this. You want it to be a great film, but wash your fucking balls.
Right.
But he said it all cool and shit like Brad Pitt would, you know?
Right.
Like, I was like, when Brad Pitt tells you to go take a shower, bro, go take a fucking shower.
Meets woman who was friends with Sasha to talk about husband's death. No.
Oh, yeah,
that's
Owen
when
Wilson.
that's when he goes
to Owen Wilson's old lady.
Right, because she was friends with Sasha. How do you say her name? Sasha. Shasta. There you go.
That sounds like a fucking made-up name.
Shasta. So Shasta was friends with this girl, and she needed help, so she told him if she ever needs help, contact Doc. Right. So that's when she calls Doc, and he goes over there. And I really like this scene because it's one of those comical, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she was like, we met and we fell in love. It was, we were shooting up, like, right that day, shooting up together.
Yeah. Talking about Owen Wilson's character.
Oh yeah, she's like, she goes, I was in there trying to throw up this bag of dope I just scored, and he was in there fucked up on this trying to take a shit. He was about to shit his pants.
Oh right.
And I fucking threw up between his legs, so there's just shit and vomit everywhere. And fucking Joaquin Phoenix's face when he's being told. Hold the shit.
She's like, what even made it more difficult is he had a heart on.
She goes, and after that, we were pretty much shooting up together every day.
They ended up getting pregnant, and then the baby, she's like, he drank heroin from my, drank milk from my tits, but they were full of heroin. So the baby was all fucked up, and then hands him a picture of the baby.
He fucking screams. Which is so fucked up, man.
It is, but it's such a good scene.
Yeah, and then later on, you see the baby, and the baby's not fucked up. So it's like, oh, okay, thank God. But yeah, so Owen Wilson is her fucking husband. And
she thinks he's dead, so she sends him to look for him.
And he ends up meeting him a little bit later on.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking jazz band. He plays saxophone. And he's like, where you been hiding? He's like, just my old band. He's like, they don't recognize you? He's like, nah. He's like, it's mostly turn-ins or, what is it? People, rotational, players come in and out. He goes, and most of the originals are all dead and gone. Mm. He goes, so they don't even know it's me.
Right. But after that, he goes to talk to the Wolfman's wife about, he's trying to like infiltrate, get information.
She's got like a fucking orgy going on over there.
I know, right?
Half the fucking police department's
an older
there.
Lady. She's so fucking hot. Like,
dude, how about that maid? Yeah.
Right.
God, she wanted her to take that tie on me, man. Shit. Which I thought was crazy. This dude had like a whole closet of women that he had fucked on ties.
Yeah.
Like,
that is a weird thing to have.
That's like a lot of like time and effort going.
It is a lot of effort, yeah.
And like all of them were like naked and shit, so like they were posing for these. Like that's just, I don't know, that's different.
He's like, is Shasta in here? She's like, she's in here somewhere. His ex, yeah.
But yeah, he was getting ready to hit that ass, and then she gets called by the. You know what's fucked up? Like when he's in there talking to the wife because he's pretending to be like part of the bank or something. Or like they gave some kind of donation and he was like, I'm trying to give you the money back since your husband's dead or missing or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the maid comes in and slams the fucking drinks down on the table. And then she like hands the one to him. And then she like fucking sticks her ass in his face two times over. Before he'll put the drink down. Before she puts the drink down. I just thought that was funny. Like so unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because at first I'm thinking, okay, well, the husband's fucking the maid, clearly. And then she's got her little spiritual leader or whatever. It's just a dude all oiled up in a Speedo. I was just like, these people got some fucking weird shit.
That's what happens when you get too much money. You start just doing weird shit like that.
I feel like a lot of the movies we watched in the last, couple months have all gone to the fact that, like, people get too rich, they get weird.
Yeah.
They get, like, way 100%. Too weird. So, at least we know that going forward if we ever become that rich and successful.
Weird shit's gonna happen.
Get weird, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I try to think about, like, what's the weirdest thing I'm going to do if I'm rich? Like, I love Lewis Black's bit on it. He's like, I just want to be rich enough to have a ball washer. He's like, I just want to find the most attractive lady to just wash my balls all day. That's all she does. Nothing sexual. Just to make sure I always have clean balls.
This feels like a waste, I guess. Like a money.
Yeah, but it's one of those things.
If I was that rich, my wife would do that for me.
I guess, but
I don't know. I just stranger fondling my balls.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The whole point is like you're so rich you can just do dumb shit like that.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like I always thought like using money as like firewood. Like you're just
that's just wasting money.
You're just in a cold room for no reason, just throwing money on a fucking fire.
No, you have to use that money to buy something stupid like very collectible things like one of a kind and then use that for the fire.
Or take them directly out of the package.
Yeah.
Like that's how you know you have like too much money when you get like a fucking sealed, like fucking something from the 70s and you're just like
you just rip that open.
Yeah, you just rip that open.
Dude, if we get rich enough, can we please start a TikTok like that?
Oh, dude,
that's what we spend.
I'm so down.
We spend all of our money on buying these vintage toys that are unopened, and we open them on TikTok.
Sealed and packaged.
Sealed. Like old
G.I. Joes, fucking
even the old Ninja NES Turtles. Games
yes.
that are like 10 out of 10. Sealed.
I have the Duck Hunt
rifle.
And the Nintendo sealed in the box.
Do you really?
Yeah, that would be like one of the first things we open on that channel.
Yeah, that dude.
Yes.
Goals. I want to be that rich to do stuff like that.
Fuck yeah! Like, oh, this comic book is from 1952, and I'm just like bending the fucking pages as I'm reading it. Like,
and you take one of the pages that looks really nice. This will look good on the wall, and you just rip it out.
Oh, fuck! I don't even know if I could do that, dude. Like,
I bought the Killing Joke, but I didn't realize I was buying it from a library because I bought it off Amazon, and people had gone in and razored out the pages, so it has missing pages. I was so fucking mad.
I'd be blowed.
Yeah,
bastards. I've been buying a lot of Batman lately.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah, it's just like crazy the amount of Batman I've got.
Just because there's a lot out there, or you're just like fond of him right now?
Well, part of it because I'm always looking. But the other part was Ollie's just for some reason like got a whole cachet of Batman books, and I bought everyone they had.
I need to go in there. I didn't know they had comics like that.
Oh, dude, they have volumes of graphic novels. Like they got
in Ollie's.
Yeah, shit tons, bro.
I need to go up there. Maybe I'll do that today. I'll get because I'm going out to eat with the family for my birthday. So
yeah, they close kind of early on Sundays. I think it's like 6.
Oh, that's fine. That's perfect. That's enough time.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I love that place, man.
I'll have to check that out.
I used to get hella toys from there. They just got some wrestlers in. I got a Hulk Hogan. It's cool.
Nice. I used to
the red and yellow. The old school Hogan.
Well, I was thinking they had those plushies, the pillows.
Yeah, I remember those.
Meets with Jade from the Pussy Eater Club. That's the name of the thing about Goldfang. This is where we learn about Goldfang.
Yeah, is it a gang? Is it this? Is it that?
It's a ship.
It's a ship, but also a heroin operation.
Yeah.
Who uses dentists and like lawyers, I guess.
Well, it's fucking genius. So the lady that was Owen Wilson's wife, whatever, she explained how heroin takes
sucks
all the
calcium out of your teeth.
Right. So
I didn't know that.
So a lot of people that do heroin need to get their teeth fixed. So they have a dentist front where they sell heroin, and they're double dipping. Well, triple dipping now that I think about it.
Yeah, because they were sending them to rehab.
Right, and they are the rehab. Like, it's fucking genius. Yeah. So he's getting these people hooked on heroin, and they have a thing set up to fix their teeth, and they have a place to get them rehab whenever they want to get them off. Like, whew, smart.
Yeah. And then, like, he finds out that that's what they did with Wolfman. They got him hooked up on his own shit.
Yeah.
And they just dumped him off in this fucking country club rehab.
And he's being watched over by the FBI so he doesn't get away, I guess.
I thought that was a really cool scene. Also, did not know Eric Roberts' finger was fucked up, dude. Did you see that shit?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, bro. Go back and watch that scene. His finger was like, all of his fingers are straight, but this motherfucker's doing a Z.
Is it really?
Yes, like it's some kind of terrible fucking injury that he just doesn't talk about. It was off-putting.
You want to hear something off-putting? My uncle had his the tips of his fingers cut off from a machinery accident when he was younger, but the tips of his bones are visible.
Oh no!
And he will sit there and he will tap.
Nope.
On the table with the tips of his bones on his finger, and that shit drives me insane.
Nah, I'm sorry, bro. You're gonna have to put a glove on.
It's so chilling when
I don't
you hear those.
See that. I don't want to hear that. That's what nightmares are made of. Yes. I would not be inviting you to meals. Seriously, that's not sanitary. Oh, that would be terrible.
It sends chills down your spine, man, when you hear that shit. Meeting with the supposed dead boyfriend to ask about Goldfang. I'm assuming that
was Owen Wilson. Yeah.
Owen Wilson, yeah. So he gives us all. So Owen Wilson he finds out he's a snitch. Mm-hmm. So he works for the government to, snitch on both sides of the candidates to kind of get people's whatever.
Right, but he wants to go home.
Yeah, so he wants to be out. Like, I was thinking about this. Is that like a thing? Like, once you become a snitch, you're kind of just like in it?
I
mean, I'm not like, but we can speculate.
No, I'm saying once you go into witness protect, like once you get done testifying or, you get done doing your job, like if they have to pull you out, like you have to go into witness protection, like you're not allowed to go back. Like your family can go with you, but like he had already gave up his family to do it or whatever. So, you know, his situation was a little trickier because when you fake your own death and then you go in to be in like an operative or whatever, it's different. It's like you don't have a life to go back to.
Yeah. But that's what he wanted. He wanted his old life back. So
right. But I guess because he was a piece of shit, he didn't think he deserved it or whatever. And that was probably a cool part of Joaquin Phoenix. Like he starts working with Bigfoot, which is Josh Brolin's character, and Josh Brolin is like a fucking psychopathic cop, pretty much. Does whatever the fuck he wants to make a bust.
He's alpha male.
Pretty much, like, he's just...
But I do love the underhanded joke where he's always eating the chocolate bananas. And he's always talking about his ex-partner, the one that got murdered, as he's eating the bananas. So it, like, kind of in your mind, you're linking together that they were more than just police partners.
And, like, how miserable he is at home with his wife. Mm-hmm. I love it. Like it was like kind of a fucked up scene, but like his son's pouring him whiskey. Yeah. And then he's just like, go to bed. He's like, how am I going to go to bed? I'm working. Like Joaquin is gold in this movie. He made it enjoyable.
Yeah, his performance is really great. Like he steals the scenery every time. But so we're almost through the movie, but so I took down notes. I wanted to understand the plot. And after the movie was over, I'm like, okay, I understand the plot, but it doesn't like change how I feel about the movie. Right. And then I realized it's not about the story. The story doesn't matter. It's the scenes that matter. It's the relationship between these characters that matter. You know, like you were talking about Joaquin, he has such great lines and such great scenes. It doesn't matter what he's saying. It's how he's saying it, how these things are being delivered. That just is so enjoyable about this movie.
Well, that's what I thought. Why it mirrored Big Lebowski so much was the fact that like the main character didn't really learn anything. Mm-hmm. You know, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like he ended up doing a good thing. You know, once he figured it out. You know,
right.
What I liked about this is I thought it was really cool that he gets Owen Wilson out of the program because him and
so Josh Brolin ends up stealing Goldfang's heroin and then putting it in.
Not even. What? He fucking sends Joaquin in to do it for him.
Oh, right. Because, God, it's such a convoluted plot. But there was a guy.
He keeps feeding him people to go see.
Yeah.
You know, and you think that Josh Brolin is like, you know, it is his partner, but like every time they get together, he's like letting him know, like, you're beneath me. I don't think you're shit. Like, I'm not even really helping you, and you believe it because of his actions. So he sends Joaquin into this dirty cop that's like pretty much a fucking serial killer. Yeah, like he kills anybody and everybody.
Well, he's the guy that also killed Bigfoot's partner. Right. Because he finds it in the files or whatever. So he goes and talks to him, and then he kills him and the bodyguard with the swastika tattoo on his face. And then
that was a really cool scene though. Walking, because like that's the fucking funny part about this movie is everybody just assumes because he's a hippie, he's fucking like useless. So like they just don't really like pay it. Like when they lock him up, like he fucking pulls that piece of aluminum
credit card.
Yeah,
I think it was a credit card. Yeah, out of his
shoe and gets out of his handcuffs. It ends up fucking beating this fucking dude's head in with that toilet lid.
Well, I told you that's kind of one of my favorite characters is like kind of the bumbling idiot that's unassuming, but they're actually kind of a genius. They just don't let it on. And that's kind of what Joaquin Phoenix is here. Like he's a pretty smart, resourceful character.
You know who did it the best? Fucking Tom Hardy in The Drop.
Yeah.
He did a great job of doing that.
Is that what you're giving me next? Because we should totally do that.
No, but I'm going to do it eventually.
Because I want to rewatch that.
I already told you what I want to do next.
Did you?
Yeah. Fucking classic.
I don't remember, but I guess we'll find out when we're done talking about this.
We'll get to it. But yeah, like...
Oh, The Godfather?
No. I really do want to watch that. Yeah. Like, I've been wanting to watch it since I watched The Offer. But yeah, so he breaks loose and he fucking kills the Nazi guy, and then the dude, he's got like a bat. He's standing down at the bottom of the stairs, and he fucking like, it's like a little 6-shooter. He gets off about 4 of them. He's like, "Did I fucking hit you?"
I love in his office too. The guy that he shoots has baseball, like his whole office is lined with baseball bats. It was kind of funny. Like nobody would do that. I don't know. It was just a small little scene that I thought was hilarious. So yeah, it shoots him. He goes down the stairs and he sees Josh Brolin loading up the fucking heroin into his car. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Did you set me up?"
He's like, "You don't need to do this, man." He's like, "You don't need to do this." And he's like, "Don't tell me what I need to fucking do. Get in the fucking car." And he just listens.
Yeah.
He just gets in the car. And I love when he drops him off at his house. He's like, "We had to impound your car." He's like, "I'll take you to your house." He jumps, and then when he's like bringing his car back,
he's throwing plants at him,
throwing shit at him the entire time. And then Josh Brolin picks one up and fucking throws it back. It's like
it's childish.
It's one of those scenes. It's like, I wonder if that was planned, right? Or like Josh Brolin was just like, "Motherfucker!" Like
I could see Joaquin doing that. Like it wasn't planned at all. It's just like rolling it.
Throw like one, dude. Like you
just kept
the
throwing.
Whole fucking time.
It reminded me of Nice Guys.
Yeah,
because they don't like each other, but they have to work with each other to solve this crime, but they actually kind of get along.
Nice Guys was just fucking priceless, man. Yeah, I love that movie. But yeah, like, so that's when he realizes that he got set up, or he's using him as bait again.
Yeah. I love that he's sitting in his apartment and there's just stacks of heroin.
That too. Like he's just sitting at the thing having his morning coffee, and there's just 20 kilos of heroin sitting next to him. And he gets a call from
the girl's dad. She was earlier in the movie.
We kind of skipped over that part with Martin Short.
Yeah, there was a guy. Oh my God, why did we skip over that? I didn't write it down, but it's such a good scene. So when he finds out that the dentist is like a front, he is the main person, and he's so good.
Yeah, Martin Short's like, he's like, "Why are you here though?" And he's like, "Oh, I know.
You want some drugs?"
I want to do some drugs. He just pours out this Coke, and he's like, "Well, I mean, I want to be social." He fucking leaps out of his chair. He just fucking takes a rail.
Yeah.
And fucking this badass secretary busts in, and she's like, "Doctor, we need you." He's like,
she's
"Bring
like,
that bottle."
She's like, "The couch needs to be looked at. You should bring that bottle with you." And then he runs
this
off.
Motherfucker starts dropping his pants on the way out the door. I was like, man, the 70s were fucking lit.
You know what's funny is I feel like it was probably like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just drugs everywhere. Like it's all out in the open.
Sex and drugs. Just that's the 70s.
Bill, you don't do cocaine with your fucking morning coffee, you square.
He comes back in and Joaquin Phoenix is sitting in his chair. He's like, "Look at the dirty little hippie doing all his drugs.
These drugs."
Go on, little hippie. But anyway, the girl that is lost, that he was actually hired by her father to find her.
Yeah, he tried to.
Earlier.
Yeah, he tried to
he wasn't able to find her, but he finds out she's been part of this like drug ring, sucks ring, whatever it is, the Golden Fang.
Right.
So that's who calls him, is her father.
Yeah, because right after they get pulled over, because fucking Doc rolls around with this dude named Enos that's a fucking idiot. Like he's like, "You want to come in and watch my back, or you want to sit in the car?" He's like, "We'll look for a pizza." All right. He's like, "You know this is a manual, not an automatic." He's like, "I can drive it." This motherfucker comes in with the fucking steering wheel in the car, and he's like, "Is that the steering wheel in my car, man?"
Sorry, I don't know how to drive.
He said, "You're good, dude." That was very Big Lebowski-ish right there.
Yeah.
So him and Enos and Martin Short and the girl, they get a ride in her car, and she's got a nice car. Then they get pulled over, of course, because she's driving like a fucking druggie.
Well, they're also saying like because of whatever
the hippie act or whatever.
Yeah, if there's more than 2 people in a car, they have to pull them over and investigate.
Yeah, it could be a political coup or some shit. But so Doc gets him out of it, and then he's driving or whatever. But so that girl ends up getting sent back to her family. And
then off screen, he dies.
Right.
He gets killed.
It looks like he fell off a trampoline and broke his neck.
Yeah.
But, we know better.
Right.
So he's talking to the dad, and he's like, so the people I work for want their product back.
Yeah.
How much is it going to cost? And he's like, what if I don't want money? He's like, makes it a lot easier if you want money. He's like, what do you want? He's like, there's a guy named Coy, whatever. It's Owen Wilson's character, Coy Harlington. The fucking names in this movie, dude.
Yeah. I just say Coy.
Yeah. He's like, I want to get him out. He's like, the man's never met his daughter. He goes, as a father, I'm sure you can appreciate that. He's like, that doesn't sit well with me. So I don't want the money. He's like, you sure you don't want any money? And he's like, well, how much money to not disrespect you? And he's like,
that time has passed.
He's like, that time has passed. You're like a fucking hippie.
Yeah.
Like, so it's so crazy too, because he sends like this fucking suburban family to pick up the drugs. That little scene, the little snotty girl. Yeah.
What are you looking at,
mom? What are you looking at, dipshit? And then fucking flicks them off when they leave. So he's like, so how long have you been working for the Golden Fang? And they're like,
that is a one ongoing joke, because everyone flips each other off when they're leaving.
Yeah.
It's just a little nitpick, or not nitpick, but like a little thing in the movie.
So he gets Owen Wilson back, and they get the drugs back.
Right.
And he takes Owen Wilson back to his family, and it's a sweet moment. And then he's just sitting in there like, and his girl, the one that started all this.
Oh, yeah. She comes over and explains everything that was going on, why she disappeared.
And then you find out that Eric Roberts, kind of fucked her over, was using her and abusing her and keeping her high so she would do whatever, And, but that's why I thought it was so fitting, because the FBI ended up getting a hold of him and making him testify, and then they were fucking keeping him drugged up and in his own rehab. Like, I was like, yeah, it's fitting.
Yeah.
It's fitting punishment.
Right.
Go away, little hippie. Because, that's the only thing he knew where he fucked up, because he asked him, he's like, where's Shasta? Go away, little hippie. But, so, they get back together, in the movie. So, and, that was his whole motivation, was, trying to find her. Because once he found out that she was okay and came back to him, he got a lot more focused. And that's when he starts figuring it out. She was a pretty big piece to that puzzle, I'm assuming. But
there was that one character that kept popping up. What was her name? But
she's like his guardian fucking angel, man.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that the first time around. I'm like, who is this lady? But then I realized they don't explain it, but like you said, guardian angel.
And she's the narrator.
Yeah.
It's like she's like one of his oldest friends. Like, she understands him better than anybody.
Yeah.
And she just kind of puts him on the path, what he needs to be doing.
Right.
I liked her a little bit.
Yeah, I like that one part. Well, the one scene that kind of gave it away is he was talking to her in the car, and then it cuts to the next scene and she's not there, but it's the same linear path. So it's like, oh, she's not really there.
Yeah. So
anyway, I just wanted to mention it was a nice touch.
Right. The last scene with Josh Brolin, though, was kind of...
This is the part where it's like you were saying earlier, you don't know how much of it is a dream or whatever, because Joaquin Phoenix is getting blasted because of everything he's been through. Josh Brolin, it harpens back. He's like, usually he busts in my door, and at the end of the movie, he busts in his door, so it's a nice little callback.
My fucking door, man.
And then he just eats all of his pot and then walks out.
But it's so emotional, because he's like, what's wrong, brother? And he's like, I'm not your fucking brother. Just walks out.
So it kind of reminded me of Men Who Stare at Goats kind of thing.
Yeah. It's kind of like he was pissed because he left him there to get fucked up, but he ended up making it out and actually helping and doing good. And think that was Josh Brolin's whole thing as a character was he wasn't getting the credit he felt like he deserved.
Right.
He's like, the TV parts are drying up. He goes, you think I'd be popular with robbery and homicide with as much, this and that
experience I have and how long I've been on the force.
And it was kind of like one of those things that, like, he was tired of not getting the credit, and then Joaquin Phoenix ended up fucking making it out and actually helping. So I think it broke him, because that's why he was so fucking disgusted. Like, look at you. You should have never been able to do this. So,
yeah, he does look down on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Inherent Vice.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was very different. I got a lot of Lebowski vibes out of it.
Mm-hmm. I was just looking at this. The budget was $20 million. Gross worldwide, $14 million. That hurts.
Yeah. It was all cast, though.
Yeah. But
honestly, talking about it and talking through it, like, I don't hate it as much as I did when I sat down to do this episode.
That's what I kind of figured. That's why I wanted to write down all the scenes, so we weren't like fumbling through the whole movie. I could actually talk about each scene.
It's very easy to do, though, because of how, like I said, like, I know it doesn't sound like it the way we're explaining it, but like, this movie can confuse you just because of the way they set it up.
There's a lot of red herrings in the dialogue, so you're not sure what to be paying attention to.
And then, like you said, you throw a scene or two in there that you're not sure if Joaquin Phoenix is all the way with it or not, or like if he's just like shell shocked from all the fucking drugs and shit.
And then I noticed you had the dialogue between each scene, and she's talking about something, and you don't know if it's to do with the next scene, or you don't know what it has to do with. So like I said, there's a lot of red herrings that kind of throw you off the path. But since I sat down and wrote down every scene so I could understand it, it makes it a lot easier to understand.
Right.
But after I did that, that doesn't matter. It's about the experience that you get from the movie, the scenes themselves.
Like I said, I enjoyed Joaquin enough that I would watch this again.
Yeah.
Just to see if
if you watch it again, don't try to figure out the plot. Just kind of enjoy.
So I said this time it would be a little bit easier because I wouldn't have to do that. I could just watch it.
Yeah. So this is one of those definitely 2 watches. Make it a lot better.
Yeah. That all being said, I give it a 7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's a 7.5, yeah. Like, maybe on the second watch it could be an 8, but this isn't my type of movie to begin with.
No,
like,
100%. It was more so just to kind of shake things up on the podcast.
I mean, like I said, I didn't hate it by any means. It's well made. It's well acted. Like I said, if anything, I had any complaint, it was that there was too much plot going on.
Yeah, it's convoluted plot.
But I thought he was great in it, and as far as his performances go, I'd put it in his top 10. But yeah. This guy's best movie is Boogie Nights for sure. No, but yeah, 7.5. I feel good about that.
This is one of those, like, I want to recommend it, but I don't want you to hate me for recommending it. So if you're going to watch it twice.
If you're a fan of this director, I don't think you'll be disappointed. And if you're just a super Joaquin fan, you won't be. Sorry. If you're a big Joaquin Phoenix fan, you won't be upset.
Right. Don't try to figure out the plot. Just kind of let it wash over you.
Right. It's one of those that it's a noirish kind of just a mystery. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just a detective story, but the plot doesn't matter.
I ain't gonna lie. When I got to the end of this movie, that was probably like the thing I was happiest about. Was like I was really expecting one of those endings that you kind of had to fucking make it up yourself, or like we weren't gonna really know.
Right.
But they did a great job of wrapping it up. Yeah. And it's a great little nook between him and Shasta as they're riding in the car. He's like, because like, it's like one of the last things he says, this doesn't mean we're getting back together. So it's like a little, joke through it because she put him through hell.
Yeah.
And he loved her. Like that was his whole thing in life was he loved her, So
yeah, even Reese Witherspoon's character that he's like seeing, she's like, do you still love her? And he like can't answer.
Right. Yeah. But I think, like I said, I enjoyed it, and I probably would enjoy it more if I go back again.
Yeah, I think so too. It's really funny. Shout out to Cinema 9. They reached out onto us on Instagram.
Did they?
Yeah, and they said they enjoyed our podcast, gave us a rating. So I listened to that. I pulled up one of their episodes to listen to it, and it wasn't the episode. They were talking about Just Friends, but they were talking about some movies beforehand, before they started talking about Just Friends, and they brought up Inherent Vice, ironically.
Really?
And they were shitting all over it. They're like, fuck that movie. I walked out of the theater, da-da-da-da-da.
If I would have saw this in theater, I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much.
Yeah, I probably would have been.
It's one of those movies that, like, you're at home. It's different.
It is different.
I could get up, you know what I'm saying, go smoke a cigarette, come back.
I just thought it was really ironic that...
Well, thanks for the shout out. We appreciate it.
Check them out. Cinema 9.
Cinema 9.
So what are you going to give me next week?
We're doing Grandma's Boy.
Are we? Oh yeah, I forgot. We're doing Grandma's Boy. Fuck
I
yes.
just I've been this like comedy swing. Might as well just keep it going. But this by far, folks, next week's episode, this is the most underrated stoner comedy of all time.
I think so too.
This movie gets a hell of love, like cult following wise, but it doesn't get enough. Like, this movie is like, the fact it never got a sequel is like one of the biggest crimes in comedy history.
Stop with the sequel shit. It doesn't need a sequel.
It doesn't need one, but it would be just as good, man.
I guess if you got the same people.
Yeah, what the fuck are they doing right now? Nothing. Like, Jonah Hill would be the only one.
I was gonna say Jonah Hill is
Jonah Hill would be the only one you can't get to come back. Because he's just too big time for that shit.
Yeah,
now.
You're right.
He ain't playing the sidekick anymore. Like, Nick Swartzen still ain't doing shit. He'd love a call from Adam Sandler. Like the Dante and old boy that plays the main character. Like, those guys ain't got shit going on.
Nah, they really don't. Who was the love interest?
Oh, that sexy chick. I forget her name.
Yeah, I can't remember her fucking name. But yeah, I don't think
she ain't doing shit now.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Kevin Nealon ain't doing that much. They can bring him back as Mr. Cheezel.
Yeah, let's get a Grandma's Boy too. Why not? Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, now it feels silly because they're all in their like 60s and shit. But like, I don't know. The movie was just so absurd the first time around that I think it's what worked.
You do Grandpa's Boy, where he's the grandfather now.
Oh,
yeah, right.
Fucking mind blown, dude. I don't want to waste all this good shit for next week. Like, this is the to be continued on that.
To be continued.
You said you had some movies you wanted to show me, right?
I did. So, I got some movies in the mail. I was bored yesterday, so I went up to Best Buy and I got some movies. So I figured I would show them off. And the first one is I got Thief because R.I.P. James Caan.
James
Caan passed away recently, and people have been talking about this movie, Thief. So
he's done so many bangers.
Yeah, James but this Caan is the one that people keep bringing up the most, so I want to check it out. Thief era. This one, Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. Have you seen it?
I heard about it, never watched it.
Yeah, it has Philip Seymour Hoffman, and it got brought up on a podcast, and they said it's a great movie. It was $5 off Amazon, so I was like, why not? I'll give it a watch.
Is it a horror movie?
I don't think so. It looks like a thriller. Oh. But I'm going to check it out.
I thought that was the one you said you watched and fell in love with it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
I haven't got there yet.
Oh, okay.
At Best Buy, I picked this one up. I'm sure you've heard about this.
I've heard everybody either say they loved it, it was the greatest movie ever made, or it was fucking stupid, and I don't know why everybody loves it so much.
Right.
That's literally all I've heard. That's the only two things.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yeah.
I got the 4K. I want to check it out. I heard it's great. From my circle of friends.
No, that's what I said. I mean, I know a lot of movie people, and I know a lot of people that collect movies and love movies on TikTok and stuff, and it's, like I said, it's definitely more praise than hate. Yeah. I've only heard a few people say they hated it. I've heard a lot of people say they loved it.
Yeah. So. It's one of the biggest movies of the year, so I figured I'd give it a watch. But also, I picked this one up, and I watched it last night, and I fell absolutely in love with this movie. It is one of my new favorite movies, The Northman.
Oh my God, I've been wanting to watch this fucking movie, dude.
Have you?
God, can we please do this movie? Like,
do you really want to?
I would fucking love to do this movie, man.
I love this movie.
I didn't get to go see it at theaters for whatever reason. It wasn't out in our theater very long, and I don't know if I just was working a lot or what, but I didn't get to see it, and now I fucking hate it because I would love to own that movie. That's one of those movies I don't have to watch it to know I'm going to love it.
Oh, yeah?
Because, like, the trailer sold me. I saw the first trailer they put out for it, and I said, oh, this is fucking dope.
Yeah.
Because I like Pathfinder. A lot of people don't like Pathfinder, but I like Pathfinder.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's badass. It's about a Viking motherfucker or a dude. He's like a Native American or whatever, but he gets kidnapped by Vikings, and they like raise him as a fucking Viking, and he comes back and fucking kills the motherfuckers that killed his family. Like it's pretty cool. Like,
oh, nice. So this director, he did The Witch, he did the Lighthouse, and now he did The Northman. And so he doesn't really have a lesser known movie. Everyone knows his movies. He's really big in Hollywood right now. So maybe I'll make an exception and we can just do The Northman just to talk about him and his movies.
Yeah, because the guy that plays him, he got fucking yacked for that movie.
Yeah.
I heard it. I heard it's fucking amazing.
I love it. I love it to death.
Yeah, that's the one. That's one I need to buy.
Damn near a perfect movie to me.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's one I need to buy for sure.
Maybe we'll do that one soon, but that's my little haul.
That's so crazy that you saw that, because I've been wanting to watch it.
Well, I went up to Best Buy and looked around, and I didn't really see anything. And then I actually went up there to look for The Northman, and I saw it on 4K. So I was like, I'm gonna get that.
That's badass.
Yeah.
I bought some movies today. I got dollar Blu-rays. I bought 3 of them.
Yeah. What were they?
I bought All Eyes on Me, which is the Tupac movie. I was like, why not?
Yeah.
I bought Empire, or 300 Rise of an Empire. I had it, but I didn't have it on Blu-ray, and I have the first one on Blu-ray, so I was like, might as well buy the other one.
Right.
Got it for $1 on Blu-ray, and then I got what was the third one? Shit, I can't think of it. I don't know. It's something.
Yeah. I've been in a really like movie watching mood lately. Like I get in my moods. Like we do the podcast, so I'm always like forced to watch a movie, which is why I like doing the podcast, because there are movies I'm like, oh, I want to watch that, but you don't get around to watching it. So the podcast forces me to watch it. Yeah. So, but I watched a movie, Edition, that I bought. I showed you it. That's a fucked up movie.
Is it?
Yeah. It's a really like slow burn movie, and you're like, where is this going? And then when it takes a turn, it takes the hardest turn I've ever seen in a movie.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't watched it, but if you haven't seen Audition and you like Japanese...
You said Audition or Edition?
Audition.
Oh, Audition.
Yeah. If you like Japanese like horror torture porn, I would definitely check it out. Yeah.
You know what? It's a movie that I keep hearing that everybody says never watch. Like they're saying, like, you know, and they're like, oh, don't watch it, but like really watch it. Like, I mean it, don't watch it.
Serbian films.
Oh my God, a Serbian film.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on in that movie? That's that bad.
Torture porn.
I was gonna say, the dude was like, this is the most fucking disturbing fucking movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I don't care enough. I don't want to watch that.
But is it like real?
No, it's not real. It's just...
It's a movie, though.
Yeah.
Like an actual movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like people got paid to make it.
Yeah.
It's not like a snuff film they found and like just rebranded it.
From my understanding, it's just so realistic that it feels...
It's like so low budget, it looks
like a snuff film.
Okay, so yeah, that would fuck me up too.
Yeah. Because I was excited for Hostel. Because it's kind of the same thing where rich people torture...
Pay to fuck people
pay to torture people, but I didn't really enjoy it. I'm just not a fan of the torture porn genre. It's not my thing. Like Audition wicked me up. I didn't see it. The thing that surprised me is I did not see it coming.
Really?
Yeah. Because this guy, he loses his wife, and his son years later is like, hey, you need to remarry. You're kind of fucked up, so I want you to have someone to look after you. So he does an audition where he interviews these women. He picks one, and then fucking goes off the rails. He picked the wrong one.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like he's the monster.
Nah.
And he killed his fucking wife, you know, something like that. But yeah, I've been wanting to see that, and
You want to see the Serbian film?
No, I don't want to see it, but like I kept hearing that, and then I kept hearing another one that was like really fucked up.
Centipede, or
everybody always says it, but I know why that is. Like I've seen
Human Centipede.
Yeah, I know why. Obviously, that's fucked.
It's
up.
mostly just watching people shit in each other's mouth. Like that's really all it is.
A lot of good acting there.
Yeah, I saw it and I was just like, I rolled my eyes because it's just so silly.
Yeah,
it's not even like fucked up. It's just kind of like whatever.
That's a fucking madman for sure, though.
Oh, 100%.
That's how you want to do people.
Yeah.
I get like wanting to kill a motherfucker, but like, damn, that's bad. Like, first of all, the time to stitch that.
Yeah. To kill somebody is one thing. To actually like torture somebody like that is like another level of fucked up.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, my dad were talking about it the other day because of that movie and, you know, other stuff that, like, you know, you just don't know what people are into behind closed doors. You know what I mean? Like, a guy that you've known your whole life, you think he's just normal, bro, and he's like, you know, he likes to get pissed on.
He's into some wild shit.
Right, or likes to be fucking led around on a leash in a diaper. I mean, who the fuck knows? You know, but, like, you know, different strokes for different folks.
I learned a lot about you today.
I was just saying, like, you just don't know.
Right.
You know, people. And, but that movie, Inherent Vice, like, if that's what the 70s were like, bro, it was, how did anybody live? You know what I'm saying? They talk about, oh, dude was young as shit. Yeah, bro, because he came up in the 70s. They didn't make old people. They made legends. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why they say we keep talking about like rich people. We just want to get rich so bad because it's all we've been
want to be into some weird shit. Like I want to have that rumor.
But whenever you get so rich, like normal sex isn't good enough, so you have to like venture out. Well, that's why they say like child porn gets so like, because it's the most taboo thing that you can do.
Yeah,
and that's fucking disgusting.
It is disgusting.
But
well, it's like it's funny you mentioned Hostel because the guy has a line in that movie that's really crazy. He's like, I'm so fucking rich. He's like, I fucked a girl last night. I don't even remember what she looked like.
Yeah.
He goes, I fucked every piece of ass there is. He's like, I've even fucked men. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, this shit right here.
This makes me feel alive.
He's like, this is like when we came back from freshman summer and fucking someone got laid and everybody knew he was a fucking man. You know, like, he's like, that's what I feel like when I fucking kill somebody.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whew. Like, how do you even get to that level of thought? But that's what I'm saying. Like, rich, powerful rich. Like,
right.
I don't know, man.
Or just being that attractive. You know what I mean? That you can fuck anybody you want, pretty much.
Yeah, but, like, money helps because that guy wasn't good looking. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know, but I'm talking about, like, those fitness models that are just have those washboard abs that, you know, they're getting, like, pictures on their DMs. They're always trying to fuck them.
Have you seen Andrew Schultz's new stand-up?
No.
The one that he did by himself, like all by himself. He's like, I watched that Ted Bundy documentary. He's like, I'm just going to say it. The guy's the fucking goat. He's like, no, if we're being honest, like if we're talking serial killers, not because he killed 50 women. That's light work. Anybody could kill 50 women. I could kill 50 women in 10 minutes. Like, he's like, why he's the goat is he pulled 50, he pulled, fucked, and killed 50 women in a Volkswagen, in a Volkswagen Bug. He goes, you would never fuck that guy in real life. And like nowadays, he goes, but he did it. It's a lot better the way he tells it.
Yeah.
It was funny as shit. He's just like, he's the goat.
Yeah, it's like those skits where guys are trying to ask out girls and they're like, no, thank you. He's like, all right. And then he gets into a Lamborghini. She's like, hang on a minute. Nah, fuck you.
I thought you had a boyfriend. Oh, well, you know, he doesn't have to know. But there are women out there, man. They just like money.
Oh, yeah.
That's all they give a shit. They don't have feelings. They just like money. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't have to worry about that anymore, but if I ever did have to become single at like 40, like that would be the worst thing ever. Because you know at that point, like unless you get a woman that's like your age, you know she doesn't really love you. Like she's just with you for money.
Right.
Like it's like, do you want that?
But do you really want someone to love you at 40? Or, you know, I don't lie to me. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, if she's some acrobatic bitch that can like do backflip on my dick and shit, I guess not. Like,
right, exactly.
Matter,
like, if I'm 40 and I'm not married, I do not care about love anymore. I want you to do some wild shit.
I tried the love thing.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't, you know I don't love you, right? I know this.
40 wouldn't be bad like that, but I'm the type of person that, like, once I feel like I'm going to be close to dying, like, I don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She can lie to you until your deathbed. She can lie to you until
she's not going to sit there through the cancer.
She
no
might.
amount of money is going to make her sit through the cancer, bro. That's only somebody that loves you.
Yeah, you can get a really hot nurse.
Yeah, I guess.
She'll be there for you. She can lie to you all you want.
There's no other bedpan I'd rather change.
Exactly.
Mr. Carson. Mrs. Parsons. Well, I don't want it to take a sad turn.
It's not a sad turn.
No, I don't want to die alone, bro.
No, you're not going to die alone. You're going to die with a really hot nurse changing your diaper.
I just hope it's quick, however it is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, just fucking, like, have a massive coronary or like, a brain aneurysm coming. Like,
Please
that would
let
be
it
the
be
best
quick.
way to go.
Yeah, because I have continuous fears of dying slowly. Like that bridge a couple years ago that crushed all those people.
Oh, yeah, that would suck.
I'm like, that's not how I want to go.
Just feeling like, fuck
Yeah, you're just trapped in your car until you starve to death or bleed out. Like,
I always thought, like, drowning, bro. Or
no,
being
actually, I
buried alive.
heard drowning is actually not bad because you lose oxygen and it sends a bunch of sensory dopamine up in your head, and you actually go out pretty
sense
peaceful.
of, like, you know you're not getting out.
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. Or, like, being buried alive, though.
buried alive. Yeah, 100%.
Suffocation of any kind.
Yeah,
Like, fucking being hung, something like that would just be shitty.
hung is not bad because it snaps and breaks your neck, so you don't actually choke to death.
Not always.
You die because your spine broke. Yeah, not always, but if you're lucky.
Being, like, set on fire, that would fucking suck, dude.
Yeah, because you suffocate.
And they were saying, like, your nerve endings are exploding and, like, you feel all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like hypothermia is not bad. You just go to sleep.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Like, it sucks for a couple of minutes, but once it reaches that
Once
state,
you-
your nerve endings
Yeah,
freeze, so you
yeah,
don't even feel it.
You don't feel nothing.
You just go to sleep.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Or just, like, you know, shot in the head, something like that. Just quick. You
Yeah,
know,
make it quick.
turn the lights off, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want, like, some fucking, like, he fought and battled for 3 years.
That's why I always I don't want to go there. I do not want to take this podcast there, so I'm going
Yeah.
to stop that right there.
Yeah. Facts. We get real reflective.
I was getting really deep into that, and I do not want to put that out there, so.
Yeah. We're both going to live forever, so it's not going to...
Yeah, right, exactly.
By the time we get to that point, like, technology will be at a spot. We'll be androids.
That's what I keep hearing. They said in the next 30 years, we're going to live to be 150 years old. They're going to have the technology to extend our life to 150 years old.
Hell yeah, I'm down, man.
Yeah.
You just gotta eat fucking, like, these little fiber vitamins.
Fiber vitamins, that's all you get.
Yeah.
It's full of protein and fiber. That's all you need.
It makes you shit the right amount every day at the same time.
Beautiful turds. The most magnificent turds you've ever seen in your life.
We're gonna turn your body into a well-oiled machine. That's how you live to be 150.
So no more pizza? Nah, I don't want that life. I'd rather die at 100 eating pizza than, you know.
If that's the case, then, like, I'm gonna make it to 50 because I fucking go hard on food, bro.
I know, as you're sipping on that fucking Mountain Dew.
I know, man. It's so good. It's so much better than water.
I mean,
Not for you, but, like, taste-wise. If they could make water taste like Mountain Dew, I'd drink a gallon a day. Drink a gallon a day.
right. I think a lot of people would be in that same boat. That's why I drink the Crystal Lights. They're pretty good.
Right.
And it's mostly water. But,
If they just made, like, things that you weren't supposed to do, like, take for instance, like, cigarettes. Like, if cigarettes tasted like fucking asshole, I probably wouldn't smoke another cigarette in my life. You know
they
what I
don't
mean?
taste good. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm saying I've been smoking cigarettes so long that the taste is something that I don't mind. Like, I like the taste.
Okay.
But I was saying, like, if it tasted like something that was so foul, like something like I don't eat, like if
Yeah.
it tasted like green beans.
I heard that's what therapy is. Or not therapy, but what is it called? Mind control?
Oh, hypnosis. Yeah.
That's what they do, is they make cigarettes seem so disgusting to you that you never want to do it again.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never said this to another person, but, like, I've heard about that. People going to hypnotists and, like, being able to actually stop smoking.
Yeah.
And I always thought to myself, like, well, how simple are you that somebody could fucking pull that Jedi mind trick on your ass? You know what I mean? I'm a grown man.
That's what I heard, is like you have to be
But
of a certain mind.
if it fucking worked, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know if I'd be more happy or upset that I was just like, all I had to do was go fucking talk to this guy, pay $40 and have him tell me the cigarettes are bad and, like, don't do them anymore. And I could have saved my lungs all these time, you know?
You can still do it. Still
I
try
mean,
it.
that's what I'm saying.
You
but,
want me to
like,
learn hypnotism and we can try it out?
I want to see what the going rate for a hypnotist is because I don't need multiple sessions. I just need one.
Yeah.
Like, I need the guy that's like, and I'm out.
But that's the thing, is not everyone can be hypnotized.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm that
Let's try it out.
open up to it, you know?
Yeah.
But I am willing to try, but not for $200 a pop. I'm not willing to
If there are any hypnotists out there listening and you want to give a shout out, we'll give you a shout out.
I'll give you a shout out.
If you give one free session to
And
Nick.
if you actually hypnotize me into not smoking cigarettes, you can come on for a fucking episode.
Yeah.
I don't care. You can pick the movie. The first half will be how we're going to fucking promote the shit out of the fact that you can stop people from smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
So we're going to fucking help your business out tremendously. And then the second half, we're going to do whatever movie you want.
Whatever movie you want.
We can even do a movie about hypnotism if that's what you want to do. Or we can do Transformers. I don't care.
Whatever you want. It's
You save me from smoking cigarettes. Get me that time with my family. You can do whatever the fuck you want for one episode. It's your show for that.
You heard it here.
You heard it here first. But yeah, man. Grandma's Boy next week. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, me
What should
either.
we do?
So until then.
Later, y'all.
Later.